What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pinfalls&Playbooks podcast. I'm your host, Faiz Kabir, alongside my co-host, Farden Khan. Today, it's our second episode, and one of the main things that we're going to try to focus on in this episode is obviously going through a summary of what happened in pro wrestling this week. We're going to start off with that, and also we're going to lead right into what's going on with the MLB. But excitingly, this is going to be our first ever edition of the Sideline Heel Report. Yep. And the Sideline Heel Report is going to be at the end of the podcast, so stay tuned for that, where we have our controversial takes, things we want to sound off on, or whatever we want to talk about in sports that's just annoying us, to be honest.
Oh, there's a lot of things. Wait till you hear our takes.
So first things first, let's start off with Monday Night Raw. So we're filming this on a Friday. It's July 4th weekend.
Happy July 4th to everybody.
Exactly. And we haven't watched SmackDown yet because it hasn't aired yet, but there has been spoilers on it because it was previously taped, but we're not going to watch it because we like being in tune with whatever's happening at that live time, whatever's being shown. So let's start off with Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw is coming out with the fallout from Night of Champions.
Right. Yep.
So beginning of the show, it started off with Rhea Ripley promo, and basically the Rhea Ripley promo, she was basically saying that she wants to challenge for the World Championship again.
She's well-deservedly so. She's especially since the fact that she lost the title and she hasn't really got that opportunity. I know she had the triple threat match at WrestleMania, but
which was probably one of the best matches.
It was one of the best matches, but she never really had a solo match between her and Io Sky, so this is well-deserved for her.
Exactly. So one thing I definitely want to talk about is it's going to be Io Sky and Rhea Ripley solo match.
Are going to main event Evolution.
Most likely going to be main eventing. They're going to have a great match because they're just two phenomenal wrestlers.
Yep.
And pretty much it's going to be at Evolution, which is, again, this is their second time doing Evolution after a long time, trying to give all the women their own shine on the show. So I think it's going to be a good match. And I'm excited to see, most likely, I think Rhea Ripley's going to win that match.
You think she's going to win?
Even though we're not doing predictions yet, but I do want to say I do think Rhea's going to win that match because she's the biggest star.
She's the biggest WWE women's.
Not even women's. I would say arguably in general. Even everybody goes crazy for her.
We all love mommy.
And then we'll say most likely she's got to have a main match on SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So I think the easiest way to do that is have her hold the title. Whoever challenges her at that time, she's gonna put on a show. That's what she does.
Yep.
And then next, I believe the next segment was Dominic Mysterio.
What happened with that? I actually missed it.
So, as we know, Dominic Mysterio and AJ were supposed to have their match at Night of Champions.
Go to Saudi Arabia.
So the rumor, well, it's not official, but the rumor is either Dominic or AJ, either one of them didn't want to go to Saudi because of the issues that are going on there. WWE came up with the concept of saying that Dominic's injured, trying to avoid that match. I guess it's a good heel storyline to be I don't want to avoid AJ Styles. But this match is going to happen. I'm not sure if they confirmed where it's going to happen yet.
No, wasn't it supposed to be? No,
I don't know if it's announced for Saturday night's main event yet. Maybe it might be because we still have a week to go, or I doubt it. They're going to hold off till SummerSlam for that match. No. But
could be a Monday Night Raw.
It could
closing
be
match.
Exactly, right before Monday Night Raw hits SummerSlam or right after it. But one thing I definitely want to talk about is AJ Styles. AJ Styles recently just signed his 1-year contract extension with WWE, and I believe last year AJ was saying that this is going to be his final 2 years in wrestling.
In wrestling in general.
He wanted to retire at 50.
How old is he now?
He's 48.
40, so he's got 2 years? Okay.
So in 2026 is when his WWE contract ends. So I'm assuming that's going to be after that, he's done.
I got to see another Cena Styles match.
Not even that. I'm just upset that AJ Styles is probably one of the greatest wrestlers in our last generation.
I agree, yeah.
People called him the second coming of Shawn Michaels, mixed in with high flyers that are also from the past. AJ Styles is a very unique wrestler, and I don't want to see him wasting his last 2 years doing stuff like this. I get it's fighting for the IC title, but it doesn't feel like a mainstream story. And for AJ Styles, one of the highlights of his career is he came in WWE, he entered the Royal Rumble.
Oh, yep.
It was a big show. Everybody was oh my God, excited for him. He had a good run in the first year. I think he won even WWE Championship. And after that, it just felt like it was a huge drop-off. And I know AJ Styles always puts on great matches. It's hard to have a bad match with him.
Yep.
And one of the highlights, I guess, from his WWE run is he was his last match with The Undertaker. when they did that.
In 2021.
Right.
I think.
It was during COVID.
During COVID,
where they had the pre-tape match.
Yeah.
And it was like, the Boneyard match. That's what they called it. And it was a good match.
It was a good match, yeah.
And that's AJ's last big thing. And I don't think that's right. I think he should definitely get another run with the title, especially if this is going to be his last year or two. And the thing is, we have 2 titles now. Okay, AJ might not win the WWE Championship.
No.
He can't.
But we still, like I said, I still want to see that Cena-Styles match again.
Before the year ends.
Yeah, but the thing is, we don't know if he's going to lose the title to Cody at SummerSlam.
We don't know.
Leaning towards it might.
But. Right, and they're not going to do Cody and Styles again because they had a little feud.
Do you think Gunther?
So that was my point. I think Gunther is going to obviously retain his title.
He's going to be Goldberg.
And we'll get into that later on, but I think Styles and Gunther is definitely got to be a match. I don't know if you're going to beat him, but the thing is, like, Styles needs somebody where he can beat. And my thing is, you got to do. If Styles is going to go heel, I think Styles should go heel again. And
but he just turned face, though.
I get that, but for me, he's the best when he's a heel.
That's true. Yeah.
And what everything is encompassing to, I think the way that he wins this title is. Obviously WWE is leaning towards that story of Sammy getting that win, and you do that Sammy and Styles match. I don't know when they do it, but that's that feud that needs to happen where Styles beats Sammy, and Styles becomes like the dickish heel. I think so. I think that's the way to go. Styles and Sammy for the title, for that World Heavyweight title.
So, do you think this is possibility a WrestleMania match next year?
I think Sammy's gonna fight at WrestleMania for that match. It might be coming out of that.
Yeah.
And then Sammy wins the big one, and then finally, he wins the big one, and then he's basically Sammy's best as a chaser for the title. I could see a storyline where he wins it and then loses it like a month later to Styles because he just cheats to win or something. I think that'd be a great story for Styles to come up towards the end of his career.
There's no sign of Gallows and the other.
No, guys. These guys are in TNA. They're in other companies. They got fucked over by WWE too much, so there's no need for them to come back. But next, I think you could touch on the Finn Balor and JD versus New Day.
I'm actually really happy that Finn Balor and JD McDonough won the tag team titles. First of all, I think that the New Day's title run was very unnecessary.
Oh my god!
Like, why are we giving them? They're what? 10-time, 11-time tag team titles?
WWE considers them the greatest tag team ever.
I don't know about that, but I'm happy for Finn and JD. They actually brought back some glory to the Judgment Day, and now that their tag team titles, or their tag team champions rather,
right?
As Dom is the IC title, we got Roxanne Perez and Raquel. Obviously, whatever happened to
Liv Morgan
is unfortunate, but they have to keep the story going somehow. Right. So I'm actually really happy. It was a great match overall.
It was a good match. It was good to see Finn Balor over again because Finn Balor, he's a heel, but Finn Balor's a great wrestler. It's just
he's up there, and I feel like he. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm upset that they never gave him another title shot after he got injured the first time when he became the first Universal Champion.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. He was so white hot at that time with the demon character and everything, and then he got hurt, and after that, he just wasn't able to get back into that main event scene, which kind of sucks. But it was good to see in Pennsylvania they were pretty over Finn Balor. And the thing is, if you go to crowds all over, when they go all over, it's just they're all just pretty dead on the Judgment Day.
I also think that the tag team division is starting to become a little bland.
Yeah.
Even on SmackDown, who's the Smack? It's the
Street Profits.
Street Profits. They're great. Yeah. I love the Street Profits, don't get me wrong. But there needs to be some oomph into the tag team division.
And the thing is, on SmackDown, it might be a little bit different because they have tag teams. They have a lot.
They have a lot, yeah.
It's just, there's nothing that's hitting where back then, we had an Usos and New Day rivalry that was just hot.
Yeah.
They had that Hell in a Cell match to cap it off, and that was amazing. But there hasn't been that type of caliber tag team feud in a while.
Yeah.
And I think on SmackDown and Raw can both use that. I don't know what it's going to be. It's got to be something different. Maybe a new tag team or something.
Do you think they call up some of the old
there could be NXT guys. There could be
guys. Yeah.
They could be anybody. That's the thing. I want them to bring something into the mix. Whether it could be a Breaker and Reed maybe going for tag titles or something.
In the meantime, until they build them up.
Right. And I don't know. I just do think the tag team division needs to get better. And overall, maybe they'll figure it out after SummerSlam. That's another halfway point for them regrouping over the year. So let's see what happens till then.
I agree. Yeah. Another thing that we want to touch upon is Chad Gable's injury.
Yeah.
Gracias is what we could say, or shush, thank you, whatever. But he suffered what, an arm injury or something like that?
I think it was a shoulder injury.
Shoulder injury.
So he did have surgery the other day because I think he posted on social media that he had surgery and he said he's going to be back sooner than later. So I hope he comes back for a quick recovery. Chad Gable, probably one of the MVPs of this year so far. He's been killing it in matches as El Grande.
Oh, so we think. You never know
if he really is El Grande. But at this point, El Grande just must be a character at this point, especially with, we saw Ludwig Kaiser lurking in the background.
That was an interesting thing. Because I remember telling you before we started the podcast, I was like, yo, what are they going to do with Ludwig Kaiser?
We'll touch on Ludwig later on when we get to it. But for now, Chad Gable, wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully he gets back. And Chad Gable, he's got to win that title eventually. He's been fighting for that IC title forever. He's had so many opportunities and WWE never pulled the trigger. And I think after them seeing the amount of work and what he's capable of, they got to give him that title when he comes back.
I agree.
Because Chad Gable, he can put on main event matches. He's a main event star. He's just basically, he's one of the new generations of Kurt Angle. That's what he always has been.
I mean, if you look at the theme song, they have the "You Suck" in it, which is kind of ironic. But
yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him.
I hope he comes back. They give him the opportunity.
Exactly.
Next thing we want to touch upon is Roxanne and Raquel. They're going to defend the titles at... who are they facing?
So it's at Evolution.
Right.
So it's actually being a four tag team women match. So they're going to have one team from Raw, one team from SmackDown, and one team from NXT.
So what would be the...
So they're the fourth one.
Oh, so they're the fourth. Okay.
So it's a fatal four-way. They haven't decided who's going to be in them yet.
They're going to do it like any...
Probably qualifications matches or stuff like that. They're going to announce exactly who's going to be in the show.
Who are some like women tag teams in NXT?
I think it might be like there's this group called Sol Ruka and Zarya. Yeah. They might. I think they're going to get it. They have Fatal Influence. They have a few teams. We'll see who they choose. It's Raw and SmackDown. You know what I think for SmackDown? Because they got to get this girl on the show. They got to get both of them on the show. Charlotte and Alexa. They've been teasing them for like having some shit together. I think you team them up and win that title. Fuck it. Have them win the title.
That'd be a great tag team.
That'd be an interesting tag team dynamic. You got the smaller and then you got the taller working together.
The two blondes.
They probably don't like each other, and that's why I think it'll work like one of those tag teams
be
like that.
That time where John Cena and Batista try to do
whatever. Something like that. Or like Cena and Orton when they try to have them win a title together. But let's see like how it goes with Charlotte and Alexa. And then for Raw, they can throw in anybody. They could throw in like Kairi Sane and Asuka if they wanted. Because I thought Asuka was going to win the King of the Ring as she didn't. So now it looks like they got to find out what's next for her. So throw her in a team with Kairi. Join that Kabuki Warriors, I think they were called. They could join that team. And then they have at least Asuka will be on that card.
Yeah.
Because she's definitely got to be on that card. Of course.
She's a very good wrestler.
And then next, let's talk about Rusev versus Sheamus.
Oh, this was such a nostalgic match.
Dude. It was a throwback to like the mid-2000s or like early
2010s.
Early 2010s, man. It was great to see them back in the ring together.
It was a banger of a fight is what Sheamus would call
Exactly. It was a banger match, hard-hitting. Yeah. And then these guys, they're best friends. They're each other's best men at the weddings. So you know what that automatically means. They're going to put on a good match. Yeah. They're always going to take hard hits for each other. They're going to make each other look good. That's their things as best friends. I think that Rusev they're going to try to push for him for an IC title run, maybe. Because, like, what else he's supposed to do? He can't just fucking feud with Sheamus all day long. So we gotta switch something up with Rusev.
Do you think he should go to SmackDown?
He just debuted on Raw, though. Like, you can't really move him like that automatically. But they
have been doing, like, different brand wrestlers at different...
that is true. But the thing is, like, I believe this was rumored a few months ago that they're going to have in the brand split or, like, they're going to be doing the draft
again, yeah.
So we'll see what happens and what shakes up during that draft. But that should be exciting for it. And then you could touch on now the Ludwig situation.
This is very interesting because Chad Gable is obviously injured, and speculation says that Chad Gable is El Grande Americano. Now, here's the thing. On Raw, Ludwig Kaiser, you could clearly tell that it was Ludwig Kaiser. He was lurking in the background before the promo when we found out that Chad Gable got hurt.
Yep.
And then he came out. He basically is dressed as El Grande.
He's literally wearing El Grande's gear.
What do you think is going to happen with him?
I have no idea what this story. So it's kind of funny when you think about it. The German is playing the American Mexican character
from the Gulf of America.
So like that's kind of funny, but like I feel bad for Ludwig Kaiser, and I don't know what happened. We have speculations of what happened, but Ludwig was on a run. Remember, he was on Raw like every week. He was getting a push. He was doing promos, and all of a sudden, after the Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte promo,
I think it all fell apart after like the thing with Penta going on.
Right, but the thing is, like, after that promo that Tiffany did with Charlotte, like, he was just off like TV, and I don't know if that shit is true yet. It's all speculation at this point. Yeah. But it's like kind of hard to believe that it's not true, because like what else would be the reason for him just randomly getting off TV? He's not injured. He didn't, like, there was no anything else reported on him. So I guess it's good for him that he's at least getting TV time again now. Yeah. But let's see what they do with his character now, because I don't know what, because Chad Gable, when Chad Gable was playing that character, his whole point of that character was just to fuck over all the luchadors.
Luchadors, yeah.
Is Kaiser going to continue that same thing?
He doesn't really have that.
It makes sense because Penta did beat him, and he might have that issue with Penta.
That's true too.
But Penta's he's actually in the main event now, scene right now, dealing with Breaker and Reed.
Yeah.
So who knows what Kaiser's going to be tuned in for, and we got to just see what's next for him. And then next we had
Sammy getting attacked.
So it looks like Sammy and Cross are still continuing their thing. Let's see what it leads to.
Are they going to push Karrion Kross in any way, do you think?
I don't know. The thing is, like, Karrion Kross he's a fan favorite. People want to see him on TV. So, like, I guess, like, it doesn't hurt to put him on TV with, Sami Zayn is one of the most over people in WWE. So they're going to continue that feud. Hopefully it doesn't drag on too long. I don't want to see it drag on that long. So I don't know if Karrion's going to win one, and then we'll have 1-1, and then Sami ends the feud. But it's got to end with Sami on top. It has to be.
He's the main protagonist in that situation.
Exactly. And then we could talk about the World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther. So did you see this promo?
I saw his promo.
Yeah.
So basically he came out, he said that he was going to embarrass Goldberg. Now, here's the thing. Goldberg's obviously he's like over 50 years old now.
Yeah.
It's hard to not say that he can embarrass Goldberg at this point, but then again,
if anything, I'm not trying to be fucked up, but out of anything, Goldberg's going to embarrass himself.
I think so too.
If anything.
I think so too.
But also, Gunther is such a top-tier wrestler that he can make anything look good.
Yeah.
And back then, Goldberg had a 5-minute match with Brock Lesnar that was very good. It was quick to the action. Maybe it might be a situation like this.
I don't know. I feel like this is going to be definitely more than 5 minutes, maybe like 10 minutes. I feel like they're going to...
Goldberg can go for 10 minutes?
I don't see why not.
Maybe with Gunther because of the pace that he works at.
Yeah. He's going to get chopped a few times. Goldberg's probably going to do a jackhammer on him. He's going to have to spear him and
it's
get him up. It's his hometown in A-Town.
Yeah, he's got to get him up for that jackhammer, especially with Gunther getting much leaner now. Yeah. He can definitely get him up.
I agree.
But that was it, and then when basically Gunther was hinting at that, all right, Goldberg's going to be done quick with, I'm going to be done.
He's looking ahead to SummerSlam.
Who's next?
That's when Seth Rollins comes out. This is unique because realistically, outside of the Money in the Bank, he could challenge Gunther at SummerSlam for the title.
So that's the thing. Like, it's interesting in this situation where Seth Rollins is a top tier star.
He probably is the top tier right now,
and he's gonna if he challenges Gunther for the title. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, he has no Money in the Bank. Why is he gonna challenge for it? But in this case, it's different because like the Money in the Bank is like, all right, it's his backup, secondary.
It's his,
like he likes to say Plan B.
Yeah, Plan B.
He loves to say the fucking Plan B thing. So it could be his Plan B thing. And then we had CM Punk come out.
They started going at it, especially since Seth Rollins fucked over CM Punk at night.
And the thing is, my point is, we're doing Punk and Rollins. Punk and Rollins has been still happening from the day that Punk literally debuted.
I'm low-key starting to get
I'm starting to get really fatigued on this. We gotta get past this now. And it looked like after that, where Punk ran Rollins off, we had Punk and Gunther a little altercation.
Yeah.
That was interesting. So I would love to see that match in the future.
That look that Gunther gave Punk is the same look that Gunther gave Jimmy Uso when he slapped him across the face. Right. And we all know what happened after the fact that he beat the shit out of him, basically.
Exactly. So I think what we could be heading towards SummerSlam is a triple threat.
I could see that happening.
That'd be a great opening match to SummerSlam.
No, that has got to be
or night 2 opening match.
No, I think that's going to be a night 1 main event.
It depends what Roman Reigns does in the show.
Oh, that's true.
And you definitely know Cody Rhodes and John Cena are main eventing night 2.
Yeah.
Whatever Roman Reigns is, and he's main eventing.
What if it's a fatal 4-way match?
I don't think he's going to be involved in this.
Oh, true. But he has to, because he still has problems with Punk. He's always had problems with
Rollins. It could be. We never seen... Roman challenge for this title.
Yeah.
And that'd be a great fatal 4-way.
That'd be an intense fatal 4-way.
Did you put that in the main event? Are you kidding me?
That might outshine Cody and Cena, but obviously it's Cody and Cena.
Yeah. So we don't know. Let's see what happens with that feud, but that's gonna be exciting.
And then after Punk ran off Rollins, LA Knight comes out. Now this is interesting because I'm a big LA Knight guy. He has the promo skills. His wrestling skills might need a little bit of a work.
Yeah.
But then again, the fans love him. He's very over, and I feel like they should give him another title shot. But
I don't think he's ever going to win one, though.
Right, but I know how you mentioned that he should go heel. It's been 2.5 years now since he's gone face, and what do you see? Like, what do you think would cause him to do that? Because if he's technically speaking, Seth Rollins is a heel right now.
Right.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword in the sense that how can he go? What if he's the fourth member of that group?
That's what I'm talking about. So like, we'll touch that on the main event, but we're about like our potential new members. So it could be LA Knight. That'd be very interesting if they just have this whole feud and then LA Knight just gives up and just joins them. We'll see how that happens. But LA Knight and Seth Rollins are announced for Saturday night's main event.
That's gonna be a good match.
It's gonna be a good match.
It's gonna be a lot of interferences. I'll tell you.
I think it's definitely gonna be some interferences in that match. But let's see what happens. And then I believe next was Bayley versus Lyra. The crowd was dead for this match.
This was just like your ultimate filler match that led up to the main event.
And I don't want to touch on this for too long because honestly, not trying to be messed up, but it doesn't deserve that much to talk about because the crowd was dead for it, and it ultimately ended with a count and a draw.
Draw, yeah.
So we know what they're doing.
Yeah, basically what happened was, I think Lyra had Bayley in the pin, but both shoulders were down. As a result, it was a draw. Now it's probably going to be a triple threat match
at Evolution.
Evolution between her,
which is fine. It might be a good match at Evolution because Bayley
and Becky will put on the green.
Lyra's good too.
Yeah.
Lyra is good too, so it should be a good match. But that's most likely what we're heading towards Evolution. Yeah. And then finally we get to the main event, which was Breaker and Reed versus
a beat up Sane and Penta.
Right. Good match.
It was a good match.
It was a good, fast-paced match. Good main event match. Solid.
Which you expect it to be.
Exactly. These guys are all 4 high-class level stars. I think the thing that's kind of hurting Breaker and Reed is somebody's got to take a pinfall out of those two. Yeah. And you kind of don't want to have either of them take a pinfall, especially Breaker with the amount that you want to build him up as. And Reed's a big monster. Like, you don't want him to be taking pinfalls like that. Yeah. So we had that match. Jey Uso ended up ultimately coming out to the rescue.
Yeah, he started beating him with the steel chair.
Exactly. And the thing is, all right, it ended with them 3 against against Breaker and Reed. And Rollins right now is most likely going to be occupied with the main event title scene.
Yeah.
I think this is where the faction might need another member. And like you were talking about, LA Knight's an option. I've heard rumors about 2 guys from NXT that are not really doing much. It's Ethan Page and Ricky
I heard
Sainz.
a lot about Ethan Page, like on TikTok, Instagram.
Exactly. Ricky Sainz is also another one. Ricky Sainz came over from AEW. He's one of Cody Rhodes' best friends. And he's just a natural heel. He's really good at being a heel. So is Ethan Page. These guys are both natural heels. I believe Ricky Sainz is playing a babyface right now, though. So if he's still like going to be in NXT for a little bit, then I think you give the call up to Ethan Page. He is basically the dipshit heel where you need somebody to take pinfalls for, even though that's kind of sucks to say for Ethan Page.
But they always have one in every.
You need one that has that pinfall guy. Yeah. In Judgment Day, it's JD.
Yeah.
And
Bloodline, it was Tamatonga.
It was Tamatonga or one of the Tongas.
Yeah.
And every faction has that guy. Ethan Page, at least call him up. He gets to the main roster. He's on TV, and he's on that group.
I got a bold take. What if it's Ilya Dragunov?
See, the thing with Ilya Dragunov, I think he's made for better than that, honestly. Ilya Dragunov's a perfect babyface because he needs to be back on the show. I don't know what's going on with him and his recovery, but I've seen videos of him just doing crazy work. If you ever have time, look at his Instagram. This guy does the most craziest, insane workouts. Think of Marab's workouts, and we all know Marab's workouts. These guys do the same type of workouts. And Ilya Dragunov's conditioning is insane, but that's something later on when Ilya comes back. We gotta have like a future fight matches with Ilya in his future. Mm-hmm. But we'll see what that happens. But overall, it was a good Monday Night Raw. Solid. It had good matches. It advances storylines for the upcoming shows. So that's pretty much what happened in this week of wrestling. I know
we look ahead to SmackDown.
We look at SmackDown, which we'll try to touch on next week.
Yeah.
And then
we'll touch on SmackDown and Raw next week.
And then also, I don't want to go too much into AEW, so AEW is going to be having their All In pay-per-view again, like I said last episode. That AEW is working towards that main event. It looks like it doesn't look like it is next weekend. And I'm definitely going to talk about that on the next week, on whichever week that comes out for that podcast for AEW. We'll talk about the results of that show. It's lining up to be a great show. And it's basically their WrestleMania, so we're excited for that. So that's what you should expect for the upcoming few weeks in wrestling. Most likely we're working towards that SummerSlam show. It's the biggest show of the year.
Do you remember
biggest show.
Remember when we went to Legends and we watched AEW? Was that All In or was that something else?
No, we watched All Out.
All Out.
Okay. All Out is a different show, but All In, we got that pay-per-view coming up. It's going to be great.
Shout out to Legends, though.
What was it? Legends
Sports Bar in the city and in Manhattan.
Yeah, it was a good bar.
It was a great time.
Yeah. And then let's now go into This Week in Sports.
Yeah.
I'll let you touch on this Week in Sports, where you want to start on first.
All right, so a lot of shit happened in sports this week. First we're going to touch upon is the NBA. Obviously the season's over, so we're just basically mulling over the draft, a lot of free agent decisions, a lot of trade that might happen. One of the big things that happened this week was DeAndre Ayton to the Lakers. Now, I was pulling for the Celtics to sign him, but then again, I don't know what Brad Stevens be smoking. I don't know what he'd be doing, but that's neither here nor there. He signed with the Lakers. The Lakers did need a big man, and I'm happy that they did get a big man.
It's good for them. DeAndre Ayton is someone that can obviously create his own shot.
He's a good rebounder, too.
I think he's literally like number 2 or number 3 in the league in efficiency from inside the mid-range in like his hook shots. I think he's second to Jokic.
Yeah.
So DeAndre Ayton, he had a quiet, good year in Portland. So it's a good move.
It's a good move for them. I'm happy that the Lakers got him. It gives them opportunity to solidify the rebounding end because DeAndre Ayton can always rebound. He's a good scorer too. He could average 18 and 10 easily.
And then the big thing is we have the Lakers have the number 1 and 3rd pick.
On
their team. They have Luka Doncic and
for 2018, right?
And DeAndre Ayton. So it looks like it's going to be a good move for him. But the other thing we want to talk about over the news this week is Lakers it's
a possibility
moving LeBron James,
which is kind of
insane
to say. It's shocking, bro, because first of all, LeBron
you just got Luka.
Yeah, you're basically giving the keys to the franchise to Luka, and you're telling LeBron to be like, "Oh, I want you to groom him to be the best possible person." And we obviously know Luka has some problems when it comes to conditioning and his defense, which he can work on.
Looks like he has been working this
which is true.
On,
that's true too.
Which is exciting.
But at the end of the day, like, why would you want to get rid of LeBron? Like, he has all his fortunes and all of his like side hustles, all of his stuff in LA. LA is the perfect state for him.
I think there was an interview where Rich Paul was saying that the idea is he wants to win now. We're towards the end of his career. He wants to win. And for him to win, he wants to move to somewhere where it's a winning position. I think the talks were the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh my God, yo! If he goes to Dallas,
that would be insane.
That would be insane. And on top of that, I think
they end up with AD and Kyrie.
Yo, that team would be Kyrie Irving when he comes back.
Listen, at
Klay Thompson, Cooper Flag.
I don't want to listen. If LeBron goes to the Mavs, if he does, I don't want to see any of these bandwagon fans coming to the Dallas Mavericks. Oh, I hate you people. I don't want you guys to join us.
But think about the lineup though. You have AD at the center, and then you'll have Gafford.
Lively off the bench.
PJ Washington, D'Angelo Russell. Yo, that team is set, bro.
It would be a great.
How you feeling about it?
That would be exciting. Like the thing is, like, obviously, like if he does come in the team, people are gonna be like, it's LeBron's ring, which is it might be because LeBron is he's a generation. He's one of the greatest players ever,
if not the greatest.
If not, But he literally, no matter what age LeBron is, wherever he goes, he's an instant title contender. It's LeBron James.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna talk about it too much because we don't really know how true it is. But that is very exciting.
Maybe next week we'll get something where he gets buyed out. Or
there's also talks about the Knicks.
I could see him in New York too.
Because if he stays in the big market,
a lot of
that's
business adventures in New York. The same thing with him being in.
He's always training in New York in his off season.
Speaking of the Knicks,
they
hired Mike Brown as coach. I don't know how to feel about that. Only because Mike Brown, He turned the Kings franchise around a couple of years ago. He brought them up, I think, like 18 wins.
Yeah, extra. But then he ran De'Aaron Fox out of there.
He did run De'Aaron Fox out of there. It's unfortunate.
So what I've heard and what I've heard other players talk about is like they haven't had like the greatest things to say about Mike Brown. They said like Mike Brown's just a regular coach. There's nothing different about him that brings to the table.
Yeah.
And Mike Brown, he comes under the coaching tree of Greg Popovich and Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr, yeah.
So, yes, I think, honestly, with the Knicks hiring Mike Brown, I think they're going to be the same. I don't think they're going to win more games. Then they might win the same amount, or maybe one or two more, because of the variety, and we definitely know Mike Brown's going to play a lot more players.
And they just signed Jordan Clarkson.
They did sign Jordan Clarkson, who's a great scorer. He can score his bet. He can score his points, whatever he needs to. So let's see what it goes with the Knicks. Maybe it might be a good hire. It all also depends on the coaching tree that the Knicks are going to have, because you definitely need your assistants. I saw with the Dallas Mavericks, we lost two of our assistant coaches. One went to Orlando, and the other went to Denver.
Denver, yeah. Speaking of Denver,
yeah.
They just got rid of Michael Porter Jr. They traded him to the Brooklyn Nets for Cam Johnson. I feel like that was a great move because Michael Porter Jr. is very inconsistent. He has the potential. He's a great scorer. He has a silky smooth jump shot, but they just never utilize him in a way where they could be like, here, score 15, 20 points a game.
And that's the thing with Michael Porter Jr. is like the whole consensus of him as a player, were like, I think the Nuggets fans were upset, like he thinks he's like taking over the team, taking too many shots. Yeah. In Brooklyn, no one's going to refute that. He could do whatever the hell he wants now. He's probably the best. He is the best player on that team now. And you have Michael Porter Jr. leading his own team now. Let's see what he does. What if he becomes an all-star leading this team?
And on top of that, the Nets have so many draft picks. It's crazy. It's crazy how within the last, I would say, 12 to 15 years or so, the Nets traded all of their shit. They got Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett in the beginning.
So
and then they got Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant.
The Nets have been so... They're different picture.
Mark my words. I would say within the next 3 years, if they get their shit together, if that front office gets their shit together, don't be surprised if they overthrow the Knicks.
You never know, because they also got like 2 top lottery picks.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like these guys might be good.
And they'll continue to have lottery picks, and they'll have opportunities for trade packages in the future.
Whatever it is, the Nets could do something. We'll see how it goes. Brooklyn is a hot market now. Like people do want to come here.
Yeah, it's a big city. It's still New York City.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. People say Brooklyn. It's still New York City.
Yeah.
Next thing we want to touch about is MLB. We're actually watching the Subway Series live.
Right now,
Aaron Judge just hit a bomb. Jason Dominguez just hit a bomb. Marcus Stroman is throwing the slab in Queens right now. So we'll see how it goes. Speaking of the Yankees, they have been struggling. They just got swept by the Blue Jays, and it was a tough watch. Now, the thing is, I've been sick the last couple of weeks. Not even last week or so. And I've been watching the Yankees, and they've made me even more sicker. I'm not going to lie to you. And watching them the last...
It sucks that you're sick and then you have nothing else to watch and you're just forced to watch the Yankees just lose and lose.
I watched them on game 1 give up leads, especially in extra innings.
Yeah.
Then they get spanked in game 2. They had a lead in game 3 and they gave it away. Yesterday they had a lead and they gave it away. I don't know. They've just been struggling OD.
It hasn't been great.
The thing is, the team has been hitting.
They have been hitting,
They have been hitting, but they can't get
pitching,
runners across the across the plate, and it sucks because they obviously have Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton just came back, Cody Bellinger still Cody Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm has been playing really hot.
Volpe.
But my thing about Volpe is, people say, "Oh, he's going to be the next Jeter."
We talked about this last week.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to be the next Jeter. First of all, I feel like they rushed him. They should have gave him an opportunity in the minor leagues. They bought him up just to be their everyday shortstop, but at the end of the day, he can't hit.
Yeah,
he can't fucking hit.
I don't know what it is with Volpe. Like, he has great moments sometimes, and then he's just so inconsistent too. It's just, I think Volpe. The thing with Volpe is like, I think he definitely needs to train some more. Maybe he needs to figure out his stancing.
I think he needs to get sent down, bro.
Oh, that's a pretty big take.
I think he needs to get sent down, have him work on his offensive game. The defense has been there, although he's been a little, like, relapsed over the last few games, especially in Toronto that they just played. I feel like they should send him down, get him, like, at least 3 to 4 games in the minor league, see how he does, see some pitches, see what he can improve on, and by all means, the Yankees hitting coach, James Rosen, you got to do something about his batting stance because that motherfucker cannot get his front hip together for the life of him.
Yeah.
And as a result, he needs to get a new batting stance. I agree.
And and we'll see what happens with the Yankees. It's getting closer we're getting closer to the playoffs day by day.
Yeah.
So let's see. Like,
they just lost the lead in the AL East, so they got to pick it up. Especially if they have World Series aspirations. You can't make it to the World Series if you're not winning the division.
Yeah.
You could play in the wild card, but you're going to be tired out. and you need to step it up. The team needs to step it up, and just overall it goes from there.
Yeah, and then let's talk about the MLB All-Star starter.
No, they haven't. I personally don't give a shit about the All-Star game.
That's the
Nobody
thing.
really does.
It's getting bad to the point where now in sports, like I don't want to talk about it too much right now. In sports, All-Star games are looking very
you got
bad.
the Pro Bowl in the NFL is
Nobody
an absolute
watches
joke.
it.
It's disgusting.
People are complaining every year.
The only good All-Star game is the NHL All-Star game.
Right, and that's because they have the World versus USA, and that's what they're actually trying to do with the NBA's All-Star game coming up for next season.
I feel like they should do that with the MLB because you have all of these players from Japan, from all the Latin American countries. Yeah, that'd be sick. I'm not gonna lie.
It would be good, but like I don't know, like MLB is such an old school sport that they don't.
That's true.
That's always been their criticism of MLB is like they're not advancing compared to these other sports, and we'll see what happens. I feel like maybe viewership has been going up at MLB because of the stars that they have now, but it all depends on what MLB themselves as an organization is doing to capitalize on that, and we'll see what happens from there. But let's talk about one of the greatest pitchers in this last generation. I love Clayton Kershaw.
I love Clayton Kershaw too, especially when he does his race to the thing. You know what's crazy? I noticed this about the fans at Dodger Stadium is when he's in his when he's in the pitching stance and he's not doing the wind up.
Yeah.
And he raises his hands, the whole stadium does the same thing.
And that's because
everybody loves him.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like it's owed to his greatness because Clayton Kershaw, he had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Imagine if he didn't have all these injuries. How much better stats and numbers he would have. He already has amazing stats.
Are you taking him over prime Verlander and prime Scherzer?
I would.
You would?
I would take Clayton Kershaw over a lot of this generation's pitchers because Clayton Kershaw, he delivers when he needs to.
Yeah.
I know the mark on him was like he didn't perform in the playoffs really. But like when he finally it looks like we just saw Juan Soto hit a bomb right now.
I just got my home run parlay.
So looks like Juan Soto and Judge are battling tonight, huh? But what I was gonna say, Clayton Kershaw. So
he just got his 3,000 strikeout.
3,000. That's rare air.
Yeah,
that's rare air.
I think there's only 15 pitchers in MLB history, and to think about how many pitchers there have been. Over like thousands of pitchers have walked the mound, and only 15 pitchers have thrown 3,000. That should just show you the longevity of his career.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the fact that pitching nowadays it's tougher. A lot of people have been injured a lot more. Obviously, the pitch clock has played a
factor. Yeah.
So kudos to him for getting a 3,000 strikeout. The Dodgers are looking scary as usual.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes.
Let's see. The Dodgers are trying to get their pitching crew back. They're going to get them back soon. And I don't know. Dodgers are going to be scary to watch out for.
Yeah.
And let's quickly touch on tennis.
Yeah.
So right now, currently, we have Wimbledon going on.
Yep.
It's been in the first week of Wimbledon.
What a crazy turn of events.
Crazy week in Wimbledon.
Let's talk about the women's tennis. I think the first, what is it, like the top four out of the 5 top seeds in women's, they all lost. The only one is Arlena Sabalenka.
Sabalenka is the only one that's left. So I want to quickly touch on Coco Gauff. Coco Gauff has been actually a very inconsistent women's tennis player. A lot of people called her the next Serena Williams, the next Venus Williams. You can never be one of the next Williams sisters. Those girls are on a different air. Serena Williams is not even one of the greatest tennis players ever. She's arguably one of the greatest athletes ever that people would assume. So Coco Gauff, she just won the French Open, which is a big deal. It's one of the Grand Slams.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not called the French Open. It was Roland Garros.
Roland Garros. Yeah.
So, but the thing is, we assume that okay, she's on a streak, she's on a hot run, she's gonna probably maybe get to the finals at least of Wimbledon. Did not happen. Early exited. Another one I want to talk about is another person that people consider probably the greatest tennis player to never win a Grand Slam is Zverev. Zverev always loses to his arch rival Novak Djokovic, and I can't blame him. It's Djokovic, but Zverev got an early exit, and it's because like his career. I'm not saying it's winding down, but he has just not been winning, and it's kind of I hate to see it because I like him a lot as a player when I watch him. He has great hitting, he has great follow through, everything. But it just sucks to see him keep losing, and his window for winning a Grand Slam is closing every year.
And there's going to be a lot more better tennis players coming up.
Yeah, and then we'll quickly touch on Medvedev, who's he's a former number 1 player in the world. early exit again. I don't know
to
what's
an
going on.
unseeded player.
Unseeded
Come on,
player.
bro. Do something with your life, my man.
And then the last I want to talk about, most likely what we're going to have as a rematch from Roland Garros is probably a Yannick and Alcaraz rematch.
I mean, you can't go wrong with those two.
You can't go wrong with those two. Their last match they had I think it was over 6 hours.
Yeah.
These guys put on a show. But the thing is, let's see what happens. If Yannick Sinner can possibly get to the next level, can he dethrone Alcaraz? Hopefully none of these guys are going to get eliminated. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It'd be insane.
It's going to be a collision course for them too.
I assume so. Or maybe Djokovic can somehow get needle his way in there, because it looks like Djokovic is slowly declining from that level, because it's just these two new young kids are just too good.
Yannick and Alcaraz is this generation's Nadal and Federer.
Yeah, and it's good to see it. Like, I'm glad to see those guys go at it, and let's see what happens when Wimbledon plays out.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about on probably next week's podcast what's going on with Wimbledon as well. Touch on it real quick. But it looks like it's a short week in sports, so that's our sports recap for this week, and let's see what happens next week. All right, guys, now we're at the portion of the week where it's called the Sideline Heel Report. This is where we're going to basically sound off, talk about our controversial takes. We're also going to want you guys to submit questions or anything that you have to our email, which is pinfallsandplaybooks@gmail.com, or send us DMs on Instagram, which is @pinfalls_playbooks. So we're excited to see that. Hopefully we get some questions very soon from you guys, and we're not going to do Sideline Heel again until the week after. When we do that, hopefully we'll have some questions that we can answer for you guys. But for now, I'll let Farden start with his take for the Sideline Heel Report for this week.
My Sideline Heel take this week is going to be on Aaron Boone. We're obviously watching the Yankees-Mets unfold right now. Juan Soto just hit a 2-run shot. But before that, in the first inning, Jason Dominguez and Aaron Judge both hit solo home runs. Now, why am I talking about Aaron Boone? It's tough to say.
All right, would you say Aaron Boone is probably the most annoying manager that the Yankees ever had?
In my lifetime, I've only ever seen 3 managers. I've seen Joe Torre, I've seen Joe Girardi, now I'm seeing Aaron Boone.
So my question is, it's obvious that fans like you don't like him. Why is he still there then? Why are the Yankees still keeping him?
Because, you know what's crazy is I saw something on another podcast where it was like, oh, he's only there because of one home run swing that he had in 2003 when he sent the Yankees to the World Series in Game 7.
What does that have to do with
I'm just saying that as like a cause,
I gotcha,
an effect type of thing, why he's still there. Now, I might be one of the only, well, I can't say I'm one of the only fans, but I'm sure there are fans out there that also feel the same way as I do, that Aaron Boone needs to go. He needs to go.
Yeah.
Only reason why I'm saying this is because, one, the players aren't really like, they could sit there and say, oh yeah, we love Boone.
Of course they are.
But the reality of the situation, based on how the Yankees have been playing, they have not showed him the respect, the credibility, the adamant, nothing to showcase that he deserves to be manager. And the only thing that he really does, bro, is he's always in the dugout complaining about calls. Rightfully so. There have been some questionable calls.
Yeah.
These umpires are retarded. That's another topic for another day. But he's not a good player's coach. He's just there for show. I don't know what Hal Steinbrenner's like thinking of, but he needs to go. The Yankees have been struggling. They need better pitching. They need the hitters to show up. I already said that Volpe needs to get sent down. They should bring up a few players. They should bring up Spencer Jones. They should bring up George Lombard. Why don't they put Lombard at shortstop? Give him a test run. Why are you so quick to bring up Volpe and not give Lombard a chance, who has potentially more power than Volpe?
But does Boone control that stuff?
He does, in the sense that he could be like, all right, let's bring him up, give him a chance, and we'll see how it goes.
Your idea for the Yankees possibly is to switch Lombard and Volpe right for now and see how he does. Okay.
And then on top of that, they should bring in Spencer Jones, who is perhaps a lefty Aaron Judge. He's 6'6". He has the power, and it's Yankee Stadium. It's a short porch. He could get home runs out in a hurry out there. Aaron Boone needs to go. That's always going to be my take. So whatever happens, man. At the end of the day, I'm unhappy. We just made the World Series. Yeah, we just lost Juan Soto, but that shouldn't be the end-all, be-all. The team needs to step up, 1, obviously, and 2, if Aaron Boone doesn't do a good... Bro, he just got announced to be the American League All-Star.
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
That's messed up.
I don't like how the MLB is still giving him recognition, but in reality, people really know that he's a fake coach. Like,
it's only because it's the New York Yankees.
That's the only reason.
Is why he's where he is.
I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't a coach for the Yankees, he would not have a job.
I agree. I don't
think
he's better in the booth, and he just needs to go. So that's my sideline heel take. I'm gonna give it to Faz. I know he has a lot of shit to get off his chest, so go from there.
So my sideline heel take this week is I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about first. Today's July 4th. We have the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Glizzies.
We had Joey Chestnut win his 17th title. Okay, I believe what the issue was a few years ago, I think a year ago, was that Joey Chestnut did not want to do, or he was having contract disputes with the hot dog eating or Major League eating. So for me, Joey Chestnut eating 70 hot dogs after he had a few low numbers, I don't understand how he keeps getting better. It's kind of insane. Or how he's staying on that same track.
I gotta know what his training regimen is.
So he won 17 titles. Let's put this in perspective. The Boston Celtics has how many world titles?
18 now.
18 world titles. Joey Chestnut is one shy of, I know this is crazy to say, but Joey Chestnut is one shy of winning his 18th title.
And he's coming back next year.
And he's coming back next year, which he's most likely going to win again. And he's going to tie the Boston Celtics in world championships. Joey Chestnut might be one of the greatest winners or athletes of all time.
Do you consider hot dog eating a sport?
I consider hot dog eating, or not even hot dog eating, Major League eating is a sport.
Yeah.
That is training your body to intake enormous amounts of food. Like, we were talking about it today. We can't even eat fucking 10 hot dogs.
Yeah, God forbid. Especially with what I just endured. If I ate 10 hot dogs right now, you probably won't see me ever again.
We would have to get our stomachs pumped immediately.
Yeah.
So Joey Chestnut, I think, is one of the greatest athletes of all time.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's a top 10 athlete of all time because the way he does it, and it's not even just hot dogs. He has so many records and everything else.
He does wings, he does cookies, desserts,
sushi, whatever it is, that man's going to eat it.
Yeah.
And he's going to eat it, and he's going to win whatever competition he joins. Man. When he puts his mind to it, whenever he does, Joey Chestnut is a athlete that we'll never ever see again. Because
everybody will know the name Joey Chestnut.
Everyone will know the name who Joey Chestnut is in America because he's just a winner.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He wins, and I'm glad to see him. He's probably the most he's probably the most shy and he does not like to talk, which is funny because all he just do is just like to eat, and that's his whole saying is I just want to eat.
I feel like he doesn't want to talk because after you eat all of that shit,
yeah, of course.
You're just like, oh,
you're like,
I gotta do all of these interviews now.
Exactly.
It's so
unnecessary. He just keeps it real short and then just moves on and lets him relax. But that's my first take. My second take
I'm excited for this one.
I want to talk about, as we know last week we're established, I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. We had Luka Doncic on the Dallas Mavericks. We drafted him, well, we didn't draft him, we traded for him in 2018 because we saw that, we drafted Trae Young. I guess
it still would have been a win-win situation.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. Because Trae Young and Luka Doncic, I'm sorry, I know they're going to be paired together for their career, but they're two completely different players. We're talking about a 6'1" point guard who's a great passer and is a great jumper, and he can score. But we're talking about a generational player in Luka Doncic.
The only thing that they have in common is that they both don't play defense.
Exactly. But the thing with Luka Doncic is he is 6'8". He has a handle. He has a jumper. He rebounds. He is probably a top 3 passer in the league. Yeah. Luka Doncic has it all. And I understand that the whole issue with Nico Harrison, he is someone that has been looking very bad ever since joining the Mavs. Not paying Jalen Brunson and now getting rid of Luka Doncic. I don't know how it's going to play out. I know when it first happened, it was a shit show. And all the Mavs fans wanted to riot and mob and basically wanted to get rid of Nico Harrison from this earth. So, Nico Harrison, I understand that he got into this league because of his connections with Nike and Kobe Bryant.
God rest in peace. Soul, yeah.
But this needs to work out for him and for the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, he kind of has been redeeming himself.
He has been redeeming himself with the people that he signed, and obviously somehow getting the number 1 pick in Cooper Flag.
Yeah, it's conspiracy to me, but
whatever it is. So you still traded Luka Doncic. I don't know how it's going to play out. I love Luka Doncic. I have 6 jerseys, different Maverick jerseys of Luka Doncic. I don't know what to do with them now. So my whole point is Luka Doncic, I don't know how it's going to go in LA. The whole issue was his conditioning. I understand that obviously if you're a top tier NBA player, you have to have correct conditioning. Now he's paired up with LeBron James, who's conditioned to the max. At 40 years old, he's still at a high level.
Still one of the most stamina-worthy.
And now it looks like that Luka Doncic this offseason has been working out, has been training with these trainers for the Lakers. I'm excited to see Luka Doncic in a Lakers jersey because I generally just love watching Luka as a player. So I was very upset and hurt by him not being a Maverick, but also him joining the Lakers because, like, now I kind of slightly want the Lakers to win too because I felt bad for how they treated Luka Doncic. It was clearly and obvious that he didn't want to leave. He got traded, and maybe it came out the blue to him, but he was very upset about it. He definitely got over it now because now he's in LA. He's enjoying LA.
You know what's kind of sucks is you're going from a state with no income tax to the highest income tax. That must suck for him.
It sucks for him. And I know one of the theories is the Mavericks didn't want to pay Luka Doncic that money, and in return you're going to get Cooper Flag on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
So let's see how it plays out. I'm excited to see Luka Doncic next season with the Lakers. I'm excited to see Cooper Flag and how he is acclimating to the NBA talent and level, but I don't know how I feel still about the Luka Doncic trade. I'm a little iffy about it because I love Luka. Again, I'm going to reiterate, I love watching Luka Doncic play. When he plays in the NBA playoffs, he has the same numbers as Michael Jordan in the NBA playoffs.
If not better, especially with all the rebounds and assists.
Luka Doncic, he willed the team to the NBA Finals. I know he had Kyrie Irving, who is probably one of the greatest he's probably one of the greatest secondary players, like I'm saying, like a Batman to a Robin ever.
Yeah.
I think he's the greatest Robin ever, in my opinion. So, like Kyrie Irving, I know he's going to work well with Cooper Flag and AD, but Luka Doncic is someone that I am going to miss, and I hope that he wins with the Lakers. Obviously, if it's against the Mavericks, I don't. But if it's not the Mavs, I want Luka Doncic to win that ring because he deserves it. We know he's due for an MVP season very soon. He obviously was a little injured. That's why he didn't really qualify for MVP. But let's see this season. He's in shape. He's probably going to be gunning for an MVP and in stating the fact that he is a top 3 player in the NBA. Luka Doncic is a top 3 player in the NBA to me. I think it's Giannis. I think it's Jokic,
and
then Giannis.
You know, SGA.
I'm still taking Giannis and Luka over SGA.
What?
Because you tell me, who do you want on your team if you have a healthy Luka Doncic or a healthy Giannis versus an SGA? I'm not taking SGA. I'm taking a Greek monster who gets a bucket whenever he wants, and I'm taking Luka Doncic, who is 6'8" and has a better jumper than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Yeah, but Shai has that mid-range, but he has no 3. He barely ever hits that 3. Luka Doncic creates his own shot better than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He will get to the rack. He probably won't get the fouls, but if Luka Doncic puts his head down and plays back to the basket, he'll work his way to that spot and he'll create even better than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's why I think a healthy Luka Doncic is a top 3 player in the NBA. And it sucks that the Mavericks lost a generational and a top 5 player in the NBA. And that's my sideline heel take for this week. All right, guys, that is the podcast for this week.
And we know it was short, but there's not a lot of things that happened this week. So.
And it's going to be like that because sometimes it's slow in the summer because a lot of sports are not going on.
Right.
And pro wrestling is like pretty much building towards the main shows. So that's this week's in Pinfalls and Playbooks podcast. Stay tuned for next week where we have a lot more to talk about when it comes to sports, pro wrestling, or whatever in the sports or wrestling world that we want to touch on. Yeah. Whether it's WWE, whether it's AEW, whether it's all kinds of sports. So stay tuned. Send your questions and comments in the videos below, and also take a look and subscribe to our YouTube channel. But for now, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, boys.